All right, so today I'll be covering what exactly is Sypik. This is a new Vietnamese brand that seems to be popping up all over everyone's news information because.
Uh,
All right, what about youth pickleball? What do you think? Are there
it's definitely growing.
getting close?
That is
Because
definitely.
we were playing in Taiwan the other day,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, because we saw that the courts are the same size as badminton courts.
Yep.
So do you think that's gonna help it take off, or
Almost
definitely?
definitely, especially. Well, there's a lot of youth up and coming players right now, especially in age. So
Yeah,
definitely excited to see what's gonna hold in the next few years.
yeah, yeah. All right. When do you think it'll make the Olympics?
Hopefully, 2028.
2028.
Be
All right.
playing in my hometown, LA.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully, by that time, pickleball is already in the Olympics.
All right. We'll see you there then. Cool. All right. See you. All right. So those are Guang's thoughts on the future of pickleball. I think it's yeah, really commendable because he's been wanting to grow the sport of pickleball, not just in the U.S. but all across the entire world, hoping that it would be in the Olympics in 2028. So I'm pretty excited for that. He did sign with a new company, Sypik. I've been using this paddle and testing it out, and as well as testing it out with a couple other paddles you had before from the everything from the Power Air we got here, standard, to the 008 Invikta, to the Proton, to a Sypik, as well as little, yeah, so not to Holbrook there. But yeah, just wanted to, yeah, just give my thoughts on this paddle. So yeah, it seems like a really interesting brand. It's a Vietnamese made brand, and it's starting to come here and there to the US. I know there's the Triton 2, there's a Triton 3 coming as well, but just the way that it plays, it actually pretty decent. It has a fair amount of grit here, and yeah, just going through the journey, let's kind of see what the paddles are like. So, if you ever use the old or it's been around for a while, that's why I call it old. The Power Air. This is okay. Uh, yeah, the Power Air. It's a power paddle. It has the arrow throat cut off. I mean, this one. I mean, it's a nice power paddle, except for, I mean, it has the grit that does wear out, and then it is a little bit harder to control sometimes. But if you're using that and you're really used to that power, I mean, I kind of understand. I mean, this is all my own personal perspective, but I kind of understand if you had to go to a 008, this one's a very different paddle from the Power Air in that it's really controlled. You have to kind of hit through it a lot, and there's has to add a bit of weight to get it to play well. So if you're going that against like a Proton, I mean, this one, I think a Proton hits hard and has like amazing grit for the Flamingo. So I got also the Proton 3. I mean, basically kind of similar interior, except it's, yeah, kind of a smooth surface versus Flamingo has a super scratchy, super scratchy surface. So comparing the Flamingo, I mean, this has been pretty popular as well. Comparing the Flamingo to a Triton, I mean, the Triton actually has a surprisingly high amount of grit for what it was. But after using it for a bit, the grit did seem to wear down like pretty quickly. So it's actually like a little bit smoother here around the sweet spot. The yeah, the graphics seem to kind of stand out like as a result of that. I mean, like down here, like the graphics are smooth, but then once you get up here, they kind of protrude out a little bit. So I'm not sure where maybe the future of pickleball regulations is going to go in terms of how wear pattern like affects the grit. I know like obviously like the ball testing cannons like do that in terms of like deflection and uh, I mean, obviously paddles break in and kind of get a little hotter, but then it also feels like grit could change a bit if you're wearing it down, but the graphics don't get worn down. So that's kind of an interesting tidbit on just kind of paddle design in general and how that'll affect the market. Um, but yeah, so actually, that's one thing I did notice on. All right, I'm going off a random tangent here. Uh, I did notice that on the Infinigrit with the 007, like as it wore down, it actually got like scratchier in some parts because rather than just kind of wearing off the face of like a carbon, it was actually like scratching it and making like little chips, which I think actually might add grit sometimes. So that's just kind of my 2 cents thoughts on kind of the future of like testing regulations. But kind of going back to this, Sypik is uh pretty interesting brand. It's up and coming, especially with the signing of Quang, and I think his decision to move over is a very interesting one because I mean not only just because it's a great contract he probably got, but I mean he definitely wants to move uh, pickleball forward across the entire world, right? So if it's gonna make it to the Olympics by 2028, right, I think you gotta really think globally in terms of that presence. So hopefully, here in the U.S. it could become a mainstream varsity sport soon. Pretty excited about that. Got a lot of students who I'd be great if they could make it to the Olympics. So so I think it's just having a lot of foresight into thinking, where's pickleball going in the future? So uh, actually, let me know in the comments what you think. If the pickleball will make it to the Olympics anytime soon, how is it picking up in your areas? Is it just isolated to different parts of the country, or is it actually growing everywhere and with that appeal? So let me know. Last thoughts. As we were kind of talking about the 008. I mean, 008, I wish that Selkirk would have released their 008 10 millimeter first. I mean, it's kind of a decision on their part to uh, only certify like the 13 mil paddle for the 008 when they knew that they had a 10 millimeter coming, like upcoming, and that was something that probably would have been a lot poppier and a lot more powerful that the pros would have liked. So I'm not sure where the decision there was from Selkirk's part to start with a 13 mil. I know it is in the middle, so you're gonna kind of get the balance of power and control. But if you're a pro, like you want to give them the most powerful. However, even if you give the pros the most powerful paddles, that isn't actually what's always best for the everyday common player. Right? So in an interview recently with the Selkirk's founders, they mentioned that they're on a journey to make paddles for all levels of players, whether you're a 3-0 player or 4-0, 5-0, all the way up to pro. I think there's different sorts of paddles that meet other people's needs. And so I think for the pros, it's great if you have a really powerful uh, paddle, even if it has a lower sweet spot. I think it's that power, put away power that's really important to them. But then to the everyday player, I think having a 13 millimeter, a 16 millimeter, which has been pretty popular for the 008 lineup, I think it's a little bit more forgiving. It's better for lower level players because I mean, for myself, I'm not always hitting right in the middle of the paddle, and I need that forgiveness and that larger sweet spot. So I think that's why paddles such as like the zero, what is it, the LUXX Infinigrit is going to be super popular because it does accommodate those lower level players that need that wider sweet spot. So I think that's just kind of my thoughts. If you're going after the pros, which people will see as like, oh, that's kind of the new tech, that's the latest. I mean, they have a different set of needs than I think the everyday common player. So, just my thoughts. If they're going after the pros, give them the powerful paddles, and then kind of build up your lineup from there afterwards. So, uh, I know some pros do use their lower tier, less powerful paddles, but in my opinion, I would have started off with the 10 mil, given that to the pros, had them use it, get as much power as they want, and then release the other ones after that. So just my 2 cents, kind of like Tesla releasing a roadster like sports car first, then going after the mass market. But uh, who am I to say? Maybe I'll work for a paddle company one day and tell them to move direction of how to market their stuff. But those are my 2 cents. Check it out if you're looking at Triton or Proton or any of the Selkirk stuff. So hopefully they can make some cool new paddles, and we'll see how they are. All right. See ya.